major from Columbus, Ohio, and the title of my oration is Give Me That Old Morehouse Spirit. Tell me how I made it over. We had a mighty hard time coming on over, and my soul looks back and wonders, how did I make it over? Songs like these have been a mainstay in the African American cultural consciousness. These life-filled lamentations are rooted in a shared past of injustice and oppression, yet hope remains present always. It should not be surprising that a people who have faced such turbulence would ask that existential and even metaphysical question, how did I make it over? But this question is not merely a historical concern, but a present one as well. In the past few weeks, many of us have seen the blatantly anti-black and more broadly anti-human policies pushed by politicians from a house the same color as the people it was meant to benefit. As this country moves backwards in an attempt to make America great again, the songs of our people remind us that the black moral imagination must continue to peer past hills of adversity and continue to walk forward even when the path is unclear. Morehouse College has been so important to the cultivation of the black moral imagination because of its 157-year history of creating socially minded men with a passion for changing the conditions of marginalized people. Now, while there is no singular moral mode of operation for Morehouse students, alumni, and faculty, there is a pervasive ethical spirit that underlies much of the moral sensibilities of the people that make up this institution. That ethical spirit, I believe, was best articulated by our sixth president, Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays, when he said, it will not be sufficient for Morehouse College to produce clever graduates, but rather honest men who are sensitive to the wrongs, the sufferings, and the injustices of society, and who are willing to accept responsibility for correcting the ills. End quote. Morehouse College has never been really interested in producing men with capable brains. Instead, the chief concern has always been, and hopefully will always be, to develop men with a capable heart, which leads them to action. The importance of an active heart ought not be undermined. Just think about it. We live in a world whose interests have shifted in directions that cannot be tolerated by the active heart. For example, instead of cultivating spaces of learning, all across this country, historically black colleges are losing funding. Instead of using technology as a tool for human development, many have instead chosen to allow artificial intelligences to overtake their natural mental faculties. Instead of embracing the fact that we all live in community with one another and have made it over together, many have chosen to adopt individualism and capitalism as their moral framework. This is why institutions like Morehouse College are so important. Because in this new generation, the rational mind will not sustain us. We require strong hearts and even greater wills to continue to fight, even when there is no promise of benefit for oneself. So to my brothers, I ask you to commit yourselves to be sensitive and then to serve. But to those external entities that attempt to gain influence in this institution and take us from the path our forebears gave to us, and to those who keep finding new ways to oppress and suppress, and to those who have allowed despair to overtake them, and to those who have adopted Western individualism and think the almighty dollar will save them, I have a war cry for you. Give me that old Morehouse spirit. It's good enough for me. Give me that spirit of intellectual development that was good enough for Dr. Walter Eugene Massey. Give me that spirit of divine understanding that was good enough for Dr. Howard Washington Thurman. Give me that spirit of service and care that was good enough for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Give me that old Morehouse spirit, because I will accept nothing less.